Guys do want to return back here to Nairobi. It will take about 35 to 40 minutes to make a full round trip back here. Now, while we're waiting, if you guys look over to the left-hand side of the train, you'll see those tan animals over there with the black racing stripe. Those are our Thompson gazelles, also known as Tommies, or we like to call them Tommies. These guys can run speeds of about 45 miles an hour. They're being chased. Their normal running speed is about 30. And our double whistle. We are now away. So again, at this time, there should be no more switching feet, changing roads, or exiting from the train. We are now on the way. Now, if you guys look over to the right-hand side of the train as we slowly depart Nairobi, I want everyone to look to wave to our hard-working station ambassadors and say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
I don't hear anyone. Say
Bye.
goodbye, guys.
Bye.
We'll see them in about 35 to 40 minutes. If you stay on for the full round trip back here. So those 10 animals were the Thompson gazelles. You probably also saw the penguins. There you are on the right-hand side of the train. Beyond bamboo and bushes is the edge of Africa. Next, we're going to show you to meet our lemurs, our hippos, our Nile crocodiles, and our meerkats. Now, if you're wondering, this green and yellow coaster is Cheetah Hunt. Cheetah Hunt is unfortunately not in operation.
Lame. Or half your part. Everyone's just getting drunk at the Overlook.
Alright, coming around this curve here, also on the right-hand side of the train, we'll have that three-story white building, and that will be the Serengeti Overlook. The Serengeti Overlook comes with the Oasis Pizza, the Treetop Kitchen, and for those of you 21 and over, the Giraffe Bar. It also features a balcony-style seating area where you can overlook out onto the Serengeti Belt. Now coming up on the left of the right-hand side of the train, we'll have Cobra's Curse. Cobra's Curse is a unique elevator lift-style coaster that will take you face to fang the 80-foot statue of King Venomous himself. You'll go forward, then you'll go backwards, then you'll enter a free spin, but you will not go upside down. Also coming up on the right-hand side of the train, you'll see that new coaster, the yellow and blue one off in the distance. That is Montu. Montu is named after the Egyptian god of war that has the head of a falcon. But the only thing that Montu will be declaring war on is your stomach, as it flips you upside down 7 different times, 7 different ways. So it is that yellow and blue coaster on the right-hand side of the train altogether. Right, we are now heading on towards 65-acre Serengeti Belt, so please make sure you guys remain seated at all times while you're on the train. Speaking of Montu, they're going through the track there right now. If you guys want to take photos of the animals, feel free to do so. Just do so from the seated position with your phone inside the train. Parents and guardians, please make sure any and all little ones remain seated as well, either in your lap if they're small enough or in the row with you if they're not. But please do not lift them up, and please do not allow them to stand on your lap. So that tan animal that you saw right there with the horns, that was one of our common elands on the left-hand side of the train. You guys probably can't see that anymore. The common elands are one of the largest and slowest of the antelope species, with only being able to run a measly 25 miles an hour. So they can jump up to 10 feet in the air from a standing position. If you're still looking to the left-hand side of the train, you'll see one of our Grevy zebras, along with our impalas. Just as a reminder, everyone needs to remain seated. Nobody should be switching seats or changing roads while the train is in motion. This is for your safety. If you guys look over to the right-hand side of the train, you'll see another one of our reticulated giraffes. So the Grevy zebras, they are the largest of the zebra species. They're also an endangered species as well, along with the reticulated giraffes. Now, the youngest reticulated giraffe we have is Athena. She is a year old. Once again, there should be no switching of seats or changing of roads. Need everyone to remain seated at all times while you're on the train. This is for your safety. So our youngest reticulated giraffe is Athena. She's a year old. She turned a year old on June 19th. She's somewhere around here. And our oldest reticulated giraffe is Petiti. She is 24 years old. And then if you guys follow Busch Gardens on Instagram, you actually see that Petiti just recently had a surgery to help her feet, as she has arthritis in her feet. So Petiti usually has multiple surgeries to correct her feet. Right, we're now on our north belt, so the belt is composed of two parts, the south belt and the north belt. We were just on the south belt, and now, again, we're on the north belt. That green truck that you saw go past the train on the left-hand side of the train was one of our Serengeti Safari tour trucks. If you book a Serengeti Safari tour, they'll take you out here on the belt, or you'll be able to hand feed the giraffes. If you want to book a Serengeti Safari tour, you'll just have to go to the Animal Interactions and Tours building, which is in Nairobi, where we just left from. If you guys look over to the left-hand side of the train, you'll see those tan animals over there with the black racing stripe. You might also notice they look strikingly similar to the Thompson gazelle. This is actually because they are the larger cousins to the Tommies. These are the Grant gazelles. So the Grant gazelles can actually they actually regulate their own body temperature, conserve water during a drought. But just like the Tommies, they do not necessarily need any external sources of water, as they get all the water they need from the vegetation that they eat. Now, that does not mean that they can't drink from external sources of water. It just means that they don't have to. If you guys look over to the right-hand side of the train, you'll see our white rhino crash over there by the fence line, sleeping. They look like giant boulders. Those are our white rhino crash. Now you might be wondering what in the world is a crash. It is a word for herd. So instead of calling them a herd of white rhinos, they're called a crash of white rhinos. And it's because when they fight each other, they like to crash into each other. We have a baby white rhino. Her name is Azizi, and she is also a year old. She turned a year old on September 1st. If you're wondering what Azizi means, it means precious treasure in Swahili, which is an African dialect. Can anyone guess how many white rhinos we have in our crash?
5.
No? 7. We have 7 white rhinos.
Siete.
Now, the white rhinos can get to about 4,000 to 6,000 pounds, and they can run speeds of about 35 miles an hour.
I see an ostrich. Yeah, ostrich. Got some guys up here hanging out. Hey, big guy.
Show of hands, who saw that animal right before the tunnel on the left-hand side of the train?
Me.
That was Spenson. He is our greater kudu. So the greater kudus will stand still like that for about 2 hours if they see a predator. And that's how they defend themselves. Instead of running away, they stand still. Because it's easier for the predators not to spot them if they're standing perfectly still in the foliage.
Isn't that what they said for them to do in
Now,
Jurassic
these
Park?
guys also bark like
still.
dogs to communicate with one another. If you bark at them, sometimes they'll bark at you. I've never had it happen to me before, But Swenson's horns, his horns will actually grow 6 feet long, making them the longest of any antelope species on the planet. Now he is under a year old actually, so he is very young. Now we are approaching our Congo train station, so please make sure you guys remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop. And I give you the go ahead and it is safe to exit. You of course do not have to exit from the station stop if you do not wish to, but if you are remaining on board the train, the next station stop will be Stanleyville. Thank you guys for riding the Serengeti Express, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day here at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay. If you guys enjoyed your tour, my name is Abby. If you didn't, my name is Dave. But I'm playing, thank you for listening to me.